Okay, so we're going to keep working through this. These were pretty simple. Again, for the most part, we're referencing the table that we staged over here, and then we're just kind of putting in the encoded query. In the next stage, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to have to use some other reference syntax here. Okay, so let's start off. Let's see, usage of articles over the past 7 days. How many articles were used? Okay, so again, we don't want how many times they were used. So if an article was used multiple times, we only want to count it once. We've kind of already talked about that one, but let's go here. Now I need to be, in order to get the helper functions pop up in support, I need to be in the function bar up here. Okay, but let's go here. We'll go Vivid there. And now again, remember I said the table here for this is KB use, which is J1. So we'll say J1. Okay, and how many articles were used? So we're gonna want to do, let's see. We have two things here that we need to pull off. So we need to combine this query. We can create queries using multiple inputs and references here by using the backticks. And then I'm gonna say what I want is used, which is a field on that table, to be true. And then I want to combine that. So this is the encoded query syntax you might be used to. Use the up caret. And then I want to use a cell that I referenced. Now, in order to use a cell referenced in this way inside the backticks, you use the brackets here. And in this case, we want to say the past 7 days, because in this case we were looking at usage of articles over the past 7 days. If I would have not added this reference to the cell, I would have just got all articles that were used. So we got, let's see, we got used is true, and then that is J6. So we will say J, and just the same, I'm going to use the same syntax here. Okay, so I got the table, I got the encoded query, now I need the field. In this case, so I'm going to go after that backtick, I'm going to hit comma, and now I need the last parameter. And in this case, I'm going to say article, because it gives me the article title. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. It's waiting collection. Let's go ahead and collect that data to make sure we got our right stuff. And 9 is the expected value. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. So it's going to be one that we haven't used yet. So what percent of all articles were used? So I have the count of articles that are used, and I have the total count of all articles. So I don't need a Vivid function for this. I just need some basic math. And we do have some, basic math functions here. So in this case, it's divide that I'll want. And then I'm going to divide two numbers. In this case, I'm going to divide the number of articles used, which is A9. So I'm just going to say A9 divided by A3, which is where the total amount is. I hit enter, and then I get the value here. I can go ahead and format. I'll just go up here and format that into a percent. So 29% of our articles were used in the last 7 days. Okay. Let's do the last one here. How many times was an article used? It's the same question as this. However, I want a total count. So if an article's been used 2 or 3 times, I want to count every time it's been used. So we've done this before because it's just the Vivid count one. So I'm going to say Vivid count, and we'll say we got, again, it's the table name. Whoops. Table name is J1. So J1, and then for the query, what I want to know is, let's see, used is true, and I don't need any more than that here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run the collection, and we'll collect. and we got 13, which is my expectation. So we got 9 articles were used, and then we had 13 articles that were used total. 29% of our total catalog of knowledge base articles were used. So, okay. Whew, that sun is bright shining in here right now. Okay, we'll we weren't gonna soldier on, even though it's super bright. Okay, whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and run that collection again. Okay, so I have the same thing coming up here. So I have how many articles were viewed. The only difference between this and this one is that one value of used is true. It's going to be viewed, which is the field on that table. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy this. I'm going to move over and paste it. It says awaiting collection. Let's go ahead and collect it. Okay, so I get 9. So let's go back into it. Okay, so I have absolute references here for the table. So I know the table's right. Again, I didn't want view or use, I wanted viewed. So I'm gonna hit enter, and then we're gonna collect. And we got 4, which is our expectation. We had, there were 4 articles viewed over that time. Now, what does this mean? Let's see. Probably we have some articles that are being sent to people that are not being viewed. So they're being sent and used, but they're going unviewed by the person that receives them. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, because now I have a count of articles used. I'm going to do the same math and divide. So let's see. Here I'm just going to type it in. I don't need to use the function bar. I kind of have the thing and or the pattern down. So we're going to say D9 in this case, and A3, 12.9%. I'm going to go ahead and format that, and then, okay, we're going to do the same thing. I will come up here to the function bar for this, because what I want is a vivid count. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier just to make it simpler. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it. Going to collect just to confirm. Got 13. However, instead of use equals true, what I want here is viewed is true. Okay, we'll run collection. Perfect. Okay, moving on. We got one more set. What was the question here? So, how often have articles been used with tasks over the past 7 days? Okay, so, oh, you know what? Let's see. Let's make sure I did this right. Okay, so here I got used as true, and then I'm referencing J6, which is the last 7 days, because our KPI was 7 days. Okay, I got that. You know what I didn't do? I didn't append I didn't add this to my query, so this number is probably going to be wrong. Actually, it may be right because of the demo data, but in this case, I got to fix that. So I want to, let's see, used is true, and it was created on in the last 7 days. So that is J6 still. Okay, so we got J6. And enter, and we'll collect. Still 13, but that's because our knowledge base has just been built. But I do want to fix this so that it's correct, because obviously that won't always be true. So I'm gonna hit save there, or copy, paste there, and then I'm gonna go back up here and fix that. So I want viewed is true, and then I'm going to add the reference to my last 7 days, which was J6. Okay, we'll go collect that. Okay, so let's make sure I got this again. Okay, so We got used articles from our KBUs table and that were created in the last 7 days, and then we're doing a distinct count on article. Okay, so that is just math. Now we got the total count. So we got used as true created over the last 7 days, but it's the total count. Okay, and now we got how many articles were viewed, the math. Okay, everything's good. Phew, glad I caught that before someone else did. Okay,